Welcome to a word of hope for the feast of St. Matthew. So we have the great feast and story of St. Matthew, and in our gospel we have the story of the call of Matthew. And what we're aware of is that Matthew seems to have been himself a tax collector. And so Jesus passes by the custom post, sees Matthew, and says, "Follow me." Now, what is significant about this is that Jesus calls to be his disciple a rather notorious sinner from the Jewish point of view. In fact, the Pharisees will complain he dines with tax collectors and sinners. Let us just think for a second what it means to be a tax collector at that period of history, because the way in which taxes were collected were extremely oppressive and really unjust. It was a time of Roman occupation, and the taxes would go to the Roman authorities and governor. And so here you have a Jewish person collecting taxes for a foreign oppressive power. The person would come across, one, as almost a traitor, but the other would be the way in which taxes were collected was very open to corruption. So that if I owed the Roman governor, say, $10, and I could collect 20, that amount would be over and above what makes me a rich person. We may think of the story of Zacchaeus, a rich man, tax collector. But what Jesus says at the end of this gospel text, "I did not come to call the righteous, but sinners," is his response to those who are critical of him. This gives each of us, I would say, a tremendous sense of hope. In other words, there is hope for each of us because whatever the condition of our moral lives may be, the gospel text is making it very clear that there is hope even for the likes of us. In other words, there's hope always for conversion. There's hope for new insight. There's hope for turning my life around. Jesus sees in us the possibility for living differently than I may currently live or have lived. And therefore today, as we just ponder hope for our country, hope for our world, hope for myself, there's every reason to think, to believe that God again sees in us what we might not see, and God therefore offers us hope. May you have yourself a hope-filled day.